Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Tonight we are on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's High School, bringing you a very important non-conference matchup between the Lakeville North and Benilde-St. Margaret's. They're at the center field. There you can see their respective records. The powerhouse Lakeville North Panthers 3-0 and the Red Knights of Benilde-St. Margaret's 4-0. We're not just a little bit into the season. There's a steady rain going on here at Benilde-St. Margaret's on their home field. They have brand new turf in the last couple of years. My guess is it can irrigate this water, but it's been raining steadily for about an hour leading up to tonight's matchup. Again, 58-degree weather, steady rain as we start, and winds out of the northwest, mostly west at 10 miles an hour. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here at ParkTV 16 Sports. Two powerhouse boys lacrosse teams going at it on a cold, windy evening on May 1st. And we're about to begin. Red Knights in the white uniforms going right to left, and there's that all-important face-off won by the Red Knights, but taken away at least momentarily loose, and it's picked up by number 5 for the Red Knights, who are in business. That's Owen Girton, the senior. And the Red Knights turn it right over. And now Lakeville with the ball for the first time. Even though the Red Knights won that face-off, the Panthers have it, and now they are into the offensive zone of the Red Knights, now behind the net. And it's a little difficult to see in this misty conditions with those dark uniforms, but I believe that is number 1, Henry Johnson for the Panthers, and the ball gets pushed out of bounds nicely by the Red Knights. Number 22, Nicholas Capo, the senior defender. Meanwhile, the Panthers on offense from behind the net. Spin move by the Panthers coming around, trying to stuff it in. The shot goes over number 25, who's starting in goal for the Red Knights. That's Josh Ims, the junior. He's got a 3.35 goals against average, and now the beautiful flick of the wrist outlet pass. That is a powerful outlet pass by Ims to number 2. That is Dylan Popane. He's got 6 goals, 4 assists for 10 points early in this season, 4 games into it. Now it's given back to number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon, and now the Red Knights will set up their offense for the first time here. Just underway here, you're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us. And now the Red Knights. Our first broadcast of the 2025 campaign for the boys lacrosse team. They're perennial threats to win the state championship every year, and here they are. Our first look at them, and the shot taken by number 23, Jack Anderson. He's got 8 goals with 8 points on the year. Rebound now behind. That's Dylan Popane, and his quick shot goes just wide left of the left goal post and out of bounds, and the Red Knights will maintain possession as we approach the 10-minute mark in quarter number 1 here. And now on that far right side, that is number 17, Griffin Elliott. He has 11 points, 8 goals, 3 assists. His shot goes wide left, out of bounds. And the Red Knights will maintain possession. Dylan Popane, number 1, behind the net. One of their stars this year, coming back for his senior. His quick shot from a tough angle ends up out of bounds, and the Red Knights maintain possession. Clock continues now at the 10-minute mark. On the near side at a 45-degree angle, Jack Anderson, and his shot from the top of the key also misses the mark, out of bounds, and Dylan Popane, there he is on your screen, will pick up the ball. So Red Knights definitely dominating time of possession here early on. Now Popane with a quick underhanded shot, and that goes wide left, out of bounds. And again, ball will remain with the Red Knights, so the Lakeville North Panthers withstanding the rush here as we looked at that replay. Now from behind the net, now to the right angle, outside the key, back to number 3, that is Holton Vanderlinde. He has 12 points on the year. Now moving inside was Vanderlinde. He got it poke-checked away, ball loose. And still loose on that far sideline. Panthers try to move it ahead. There's contact, Panthers call turnover against the Red Knights, and the referees agree, and the Panthers now have it with 9:11 to go in the first quarter. So after a barrage of scoring opportunities for the Red Knights, they're unable to convert, and now the outlet pass and a turnover and unforced error against the Panthers gives it right back to the Red Knights. And that is number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon. Not to be confused with his brother Judah Johnson-Nixon, number 24. Nice job by number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon. And now the Red Knights with their second sustained offensive threat here in the first quarter. Last time they had a bunch of scoring opportunities, and now they got one, and this time they convert. Number 17 for the Red Knights, Griffin Elliott, records his 9th goal of the year to go along with 3 assists, 12 on the year, and he puts the Red Knights on top here in the first quarter. Here's the replay. Comes in from a 45-degree angle, tough angle, went low at the feet. Always a good idea in lacrosse. Much like tennis, you want to hit the ball at the feet of your offender. It's hard to get that racket down, and in this case, the lacrosse basket. Nicely done by Griffin Elliott. And he has the Red Knights up with 8:43 to go, and now the ensuing face-off. There's a whistle, and the Panthers now will go on offense for the first time. Is that's number 10, Jack Neeson. And we'll get a chance to see about the Red Knight defense, and now a whistle from away from the play. And a timeout, an early timeout, might be taken by the Lakeville North Panthers, as I do see an official grabbing a stick from a Panthers player, and another official. You can see there's 2 sticks right there. I'm not an expert at lacrosse, but I do know that checking the sticks is an important part of regulations. My guess is that I thought they checked these sticks before the match, but now they're checking sticks from both teams. And there you can see the routine. Very interesting to see what they are going to do here. I don't know if that's something that they saw, and this is a timeout by the officials. I thought he's got a tape measure out there, so, And I'm wondering, what is the advantage? Is a shorter stick the advantage, or I guess the long stick might be an advantage? It all depends, right? If you're in close in traffic, I wouldn't want to have a long stick, but if I was far out trying to launch one, I think I'd want a long stick. But anyway, I do think that was an official's timeout to check sticks randomly, sort of like a checkpoint in wartime. I'm listening for some sort of announcement from the public address announcer, but I don't hear anything, but both teams are back out. I think that was a spot check without probable cause, maybe. Who knows? Nevertheless, one thing I do know, there's 8:33 on the clock in the first quarter. That's number 9 for the Panthers with the ball. That's Blake Pataccio, and they are underway with their first real offensive opportunity here for the Panthers. Down 1-0 as we approach the 8-minute mark. Panthers in those very dark uniforms on that far side. Hard for me to see the numbers, actually, so I might not get all their names right away until I learn them as play goes on. All right, to the near side, that's number 17. That is Colin Smith, the sophomore for the Panthers. Smith now with it again. Back to number 9, that's Blake Pisatello. Number 9, he's got 20 points on the year, 14 goals already in 3 games, and he took his shot there, but there to make the save was Josh Ems. There's the replay by Petticello. He's their big scorer. 20 points in 3 games is stellar. If the Red Knights can control him, good chance they'll win the match, just based on looking at those raw numbers. And now that is number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon. And he hands it off to the near side to number 23, Jack Anderson. And now we've got another stop. Nope, Jack Anderson, there he is. Comes in, he's got some room, puts the shot on net and scores it. Jack Anderson took matters into his own hands. Deked right, saw a seam. I was actually surprised to see no defenders by the Panthers, and he just kept going. Watch that, he deked right. Then he comes in, nobody comes out to meet him, gets pushed from behind, and then gets the shot off and sneaks it right inside that left goalpost to beat the goaltender for the Panthers. And the Red Knights now extend their lead 2-0 with 7:12 to go in quarter number one. Face-off in the middle, handled by number 5. That's Owen Gurton.
Number 23, Jack Anderson.
But the Panthers have it, and that is number 5 for Lakeville North. That was Jackson Reese. Now in the deep corner, Panthers, number 4, Jackson Whalen. He's got 17 points already in 3 games. So between Whalen and Blake Pacello, they're their big goal scorers, they're big knockers, as they say. And now on that far side, mishandled briefly Henry Johnson, but he recovers for the Panthers. Now the ball rotated in that far corner, and now the rush will come in, lowering the shoulder, gets turned around. That's number 2, Carson Pisicello, and he turns it over. Red Knight ball, and then again, that is number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon, into the offensive zone, and that is his skill, isn't it? Just bringing the steadiness. He's still holding on to the ball, and now as things settle down, he's showing unbelievably great patience, and why not? His team up 2-0. Now stepping off the sidelines to receive the ball was Griffin Elliott. He's on that far sideline, hovering around the 15-yard line, makes a move left, comes in along the goal line, try to pass, and out of bounds. He tried to hit Dylan Popane, could not connect, and that is going to be an unforced error and a turnover for the Lakeville North Panthers. And a nice outlet pass in the middle of the field to the long stick for the Panthers as he trots in. That is number 10 for Lakeville North, Jack Neeson, and another unforced error, and the ball goes right back to the Red Knights, and that's number 11, Brady Marcus, the junior. Ahead now to Jack Anderson, number 23. He gets it poke checked away, and now the Panthers come back, and he gets tripped and down, and play goes on. No call, and he is slow to get up, and now a whistle for the injured player. That was number 10 from Lakeville North, Jack Neeson. And I've always admitted I am not an expert. Lacrosse was not a sport as I was growing up, and there was a trip right there, and right in front of the official, no call. Well, I'm not so sure, Paul. My producer just said he tripped on himself. It looked like he got tripped. Maybe that's true. We'd have to see it again. Let's see. Did he trip on himself? Hold on. He gets slashed right there. Did he get his foot there? Ooh, maybe. Anyway, all right. All right, we're back, and now there is a timeout on the field with 5:15 to go. Hard to tell from that angle. And I guess it would be a tripping call if that's what they're going to call. We'll keep an eye on the only way I usually know that there is a penalty, which puts somebody in the proverbial penalty box. But in lacrosse, they don't have a penalty box. Usually the player that has been suspended for the penalty will take a knee close to the scorer's table on their side of the sideline. So we'll keep an eye as the 3 officials are huddled at the midfield, right at the 50-yard line. And who's going to have the ball? That will inform us on what the outcome of that. And the Red Knights are going to have it. He tripped on his own. Paul, the producer, you got it right. Red Knights have it. At least that's how the referees saw it. They have a 2-goal lead, 5:15 to go. With the ball in his basket is number 21, Dave Langevin. Steady drizzle, no wind at all. It was 10 miles at game time, which wasn't that long ago, but it's really settled down for one of those misty late spring, early summer days. Now that is Raphael Nixon Johnson. Nixon, and inside, coming from behind the net was Dylan Popane. He goes down, couldn't get it to go, ball loose, scrambling for it and obtaining the ball, number 16 is Leo Gagnon. He's got 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points on the year. As he settles the offense down with the pass to the near side to David Langevin. Langevin to number 15, that was Carter Tanius, or Tantius. And now a turnover gives it back to the Panthers. And they have not really had any good scoring opportunities. Maybe one a few minutes ago, but so far with their 3-0 record, struggling to get anything that is a strong offensive possession. Let's see if they can manage that now, and that speaks well for the Red Knight defense. And now to the near side on the offensive end, that's number 2, Carson Picellio. And now Picellio, he is a senior. And there's another Picellio, that's Blake. He's also a senior, so 2 brothers there, obviously twins. And now coming in is Blake. Blake P comes in, tried to go high with a tight angle and could not beat Ims as he missed the mark right here. Here's the replay. Boy, he was going for that upper left-hand corner, and he just tinged the crossbar. And the Panthers will retain possession with 3:46 to go in the first quarter. Now behind the net for the Panthers is Carson Picellio. Still with it. Look at his ability and his agility. And the Red Knights just take him over and kick the ball away, but it's scooped up by his brother Blake. Blake P with it. The leading scorer. The shot over the crossbar, out of bounds, and a flag goes flying into the air, and that'll stop the clock with 3:26 to go, and the referees. And coming off the field there is number 11. I don't know if he's injured or if he knows he's going to be called for a penalty. And he is. He's going to take a knee. Number 11 for the Red Knights was the subject of that yellow flag. That's Brady Marcus, the junior. And he's down a knee, and that means it's a power play opportunity for the Lakeville North Panthers with 3:26 to go in quarter number 1. We're broadcasting from Benilde-St. Margaret's live on YouTube, ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad you're with us. Now Lakeville North deep in the corner. We'll start it out on this misty night, and they've got a chance to cut the lead to 1 with this opportunity with 3:18 to go. They'll wind it around. Not sure how long this penalty's for. Usually they're just a minute. Keep an eye on the Red Knights, number 11, Marcus. Now in, and the save by Ims in the basket, and the quick outlet pass, and he hits him on the run. That was beautiful. To number 11, Marcus. Marcus comes in, misses the pass to the left wing on the near side, but that was an incredible save and outlet pass. Wow. Big time stuff, Lacrosse. Now behind the net, number 21, Langevin. Red Knights could not convert on that breakaway. I am really impressed by Ims and his ability to see the field after that tough save and to hit that outlet pass on the run. A thing of beauty. All right, now Red Knights and Lakeville North applying the pressure on the perimeter, beating him though, coming in. Looking around, these are 2 tough teams for sure. And there's Dylan Popane looking for his point tonight. Had a great year last year, and he is being double teamed, forced out. Now he's going to try to put the move on from the near left side. Comes in, bounces the pass, or the shot I should say, and it gets deflected and picked up by number 7. That's Mitchell Halstead, taken right back away by the Red Knights. A turnover in their own zone. Red Knights 2-0 lead now under 2-minute mark in quarter number 1. To the near side, number 21, David Langevin. Now Langevin will come around, spin around. Good defense by the Panthers. You can score a lot of goals in lacrosse. Many goals or final scores 14-12, 20-10. Right now, just 2 goals speaks well why these 2 teams are so good. It really is always about the defense, isn't it? All right, now here, coming off the sidelines is number 16 for the Red Knights. That's Leo Gagnon. He's got 8 goals, 5 assists. See if he can add to the equation. Now the shot taken by number 17, Elliott. That goes wide left as he tried to go low with it. That stops the clock with 1:10 remaining. And now whistle and play back underway behind the net. Red Knights coming in. Good defense by the Panthers. Forces the pass out up top. Now they'll try the top of the key. The shot goes wide left. Again, taken by Griffin Elliott. Popane, though, got the rebound. Jack Anderson, top of the key, and he scores it. That was beautiful. Popane found Anderson at the top of the key, and Anderson didn't bounce that in. He drilled that in at a knee level, and that was a big-time shot with a basket in his face. He splits the defense, and look at that replay, and beats the goaltender to his left inside that right post. Puts the Red Knights up 3-0 with 51.2 seconds remaining. And the Red Knights defending at home in the rain. In the cold, it's not too cold, almost a cold rain. If we were in the 40s, I'd call it the cold rain. All right, ensuing face-off, won by the Panthers, controlled by number 22, Reese Hunt.
Game, number 23, Jack Anderson.
Now the official PA announcing the goal for Anderson. Another turnover just like that, and that is really the story, isn't it? The Panthers unable to get any meaningful scoring opportunities here in the first quarter, and now the Red Knights take it right back, and that is their defense. And now a momentary lapse there as Raphael Johnson-Nixon loses it. As they whistle it back to Lakeville, they would love nothing better to get on the scoreboard here late with 18 seconds to go, looking for some sort of momentum on the road here in St. Louis Park at the home field of St. Louis Park. And there's Imms. That was a missed pass that could have easily fooled or handcuffed him, but he was able to see it. Another perfect outlet pass to Johnson-Nixon, who loses it on the check to number 22 as the whistle sounds, Copa. And we got a late whistle as there's some sort of pushing right there on your screen. Let's stay with it here, Paul. There's the flag. We may not find out who that's against until the beginning of quarter number 1. And with that, at the end of quarter number 1, our score, 3-0, Benilde-St. Margaret's over Lakeville North. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. As we step aside, come on back for quarter number 2.
Walking Mess is so uplifting. You see how the community rallies around us, saying we're going to fight this thing with you, no matter how long it takes or what it takes.
I love the energy at Walk MS. It is community, it is family. I can ride that high for the rest of the year.
A cure is on the line for me.
A cure is on the line for all of us.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's, bringing you boys non-conference varsity lacrosse featuring the Lakeville North Panthers out of the Metro South Conference, taking on the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights out of the Metro West. Both teams undefeated, but right now the Red Knights are dominating with a 3-0 lead as we're about to begin quarter number 2 on a steady rain, mid-50s. Low wind, kind of a nice evening, not pouring rain. If you got an umbrella, it's actually quite lovely if you enjoy this type of weather. All right, we're underway here in quarter number 2, and the face-off is controlled by number 5, Owen Gerton. And the Red Knights with a 3-0 lead have possession to start quarter number 2, and look how rough it is getting in the corner. And a turnover on the Red Knights. Number 16, Leo Gagnon, gives it to the Panthers. They've had very, I'd say, scant scoring opportunities so far, and now they'll start out with the ball in the basket of their goaltender. That's number 14, Tate Bowman. Now to the guy with the long stick, number 25, that's Joel Shonderath. And now the ball, headman loses possession, back behind the goal line. Playing it is number 22, Nicholas Capo. Ball still loose, whistle. And the ball is going to be awarded to the Red Knights with 11:06 to go, quarter number 2. And with it is Imms, the goaltender, who's just been stellar, especially on his outlet passes. Now to the near side to number 24, Judah Johnson-Nixon. Now quickly into the offensive zone. That's number 2, Vincent Verrett. And now number 3 on the near side is Holton Vanderlinde. He's got 8 goals, 4 assists. Coming off the sideline, Jack Anderson, he's got a goal tonight, and now he'll take over the offense as they almost have a two-guard offense. I always see similarities between lacrosse and basketball, which I know, and hockey. And it's sort of like a lane, and now coming off, you got almost like a point guard, sometimes a two-guard, and right now I would say the point guard is number 17, Griffin Elliott. But he'll come over to the near side on the wing, try to dribble, drive in, and take the shot, and that deflected, I think, off a post or a crossbar, or maybe the goalie. It's so fast. And that ricocheted all the way out to midfield. There was a whistle. Here's that replay. What did he hit? Oh, right off the face mask and the left post. Good action, great replay there. Now the Panthers in the offensive zone, scooped up on the near side by number 2 for the Panthers, Carson Piscatello. Got that right. My apologies for mispronouncing it earlier. And now we got a timeout on the field, I think this time taken by the Red Knights coach, Giuseppe Palermo. And that will stop the clock with 9 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Quarter number 2, our score 3-0. And as I was preparing for this game, just looking to see if there's any similarities in this early part of the season between Benilde and Lakeville. And the first thing I look for when two teams are playing, have they had any common opponents? And they really haven't. Well, not really haven't, they haven't. The season started out for the Red Knights. They beat White Bear Lake on the road 13-4, then Chaska 14-3, at Waconia 16-3, and recently, just last Tuesday, 2 nights ago, at Chanhassen. So they've been dominating, winning by 10 points on every game. Meanwhile, Lakeville North, as the timeouts are about to conclude here, they dominated Shakopee 14-7, a close one over Edina 10-8, and then they destroyed Egan 20-3. No common opponents, lopsided scores, more consistent for the Red Knights. So far, those intangibles and those statistics seem to favor the Red Knights, and the statistic that really favors them is the actual score on the scoreboard. And we're underway with the Panthers looking for their first goal here as we're under the 10-minute mark in quarter number 2. Now to the near side, Piscatello. That's Blake. He's their big scorer. Well, his brother is too. They're only 3 points apart. So those brothers are the heart and soul of the offense, it would seem to me. And now the Panthers looking for some opening, and they are really being selective. And there's the shot, and it goes wide right out of bounds, and the ball will remain with Lakeville North. Shot taken right there by number 1 for Lakeville North. That was Henry Johnson. They retained possession. And I got to start speaking more about the defense of the Red Knights. Look at them. They are just really the story, aren't they? These Panthers, they scored 20 goals against Egan, and right now they're having a hard time getting any meaningful scoring chances. And this is my first opportunity to see this edition of the boys lacrosse team for the Red Knights. There's a shot and a goal as they go low. Number 9, guess who? Blake Piscatello gets his 15th goal of the year to go along with 6 assists, and now Lakeville North is on the board. Let's see if that opens it up for them. I'm sure that's a burden off their shoulders on the road. This is a big match. Hope you're enjoying it. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports, and now Lakeville North has finally woken up with 8:46 to go in the second quarter. Next goal is a big one. Will Lakeville North's confidence continue to build on the road, in the rain, in the cold? And there is a big hit by Lakeville North, but with it is Raphael Johnson-Nixon as he tries to settle it down here for the Red Knights. This could be a state tournament matchup to be sure here early on May 1. And now the underhanded pass. That shows confidence, doesn't it, by number 16 for the Red Knights, Gagnon. Nice and easy. I like it. All right, now Red Knights with approaching the 8-minute mark. Jack Anderson, he's got a goal tonight. Comes inside now, Gagnon. Or excuse me, that was Griffin Elliott. Behind, up top to Anderson, he's wide open, takes the shot, looking for that upper left-hand corner. Just missed on the left side. Here's the replay. Oh, he missed by about 6 inches. Red Knights retain and maintain possession. Near side, Griffin. Shuffle step, crossover, comes right in and blocked by the goaltender. Bauman for Lakeville North. Big save by Bauman, number 14, with 7:42 to go in the half. Fast-moving match here, 3-1. Good defense by both sides. Now into the offensive zone with it for the Panthers is number 5, Jackson Reese. And we got a whistle, and let's see who's gonna retain possession. Looks like it's gonna be in the basket on the near side. You can see on your screen, there's number 4 with it. That's Jackson Whalen. Whalen now moves in and being guarded closely by number 52. That is 24. Judah Johnson-Nixon, not to be confused with his brother Raphael. Now from the near side, moving in is Piscatello. He goes down, a big hit by the Red Knights, number 2, Vincent Verret. Piscatello was on the receiving end of that hit. He coughed up the ball and the turnover, no whistle, no call. And now the Red Knights with a 3-1 lead with 6:40 to go. Coming all the way out is Imms. Now he'll get it to the near side to Judah Johnson-Nixon. Now all the way into the offensive zone, into the basket of Verret. He gets it poke checked away. Ball loose now at midfield, picked up on the run. Takes a hit and a slash and a whistle and a stoppage at 6:23. It's getting rough out there. And now timeout by the Red Knights as we go back. And there's the hit leveled by number 2, Vincent Verret, the senior. You think this match doesn't matter? Now, meanwhile, before then, here was the shot and the save right off the goaltender, Tate Bauman. And a timeout and a quiet hush among the crowd. Despite the weather conditions, there's a good crowd out front here. Lots of umbrellas. It feels like we're at Wimbledon in London when it rains a lot, doesn't it? But it's a nice, steady, calming rain. Perfect time as the temperatures are going to warm up after tomorrow. Spring will really be springing, I think, next week, especially with this rain. What's the old saying, Paul? April showers bring May flowers. It's May 1st. We had some showers on Monday, and it's going to be greening up here real quickly. You can see in the backdrop the foliage just coming out here. Always a great time of year. And meanwhile, the players now break from their huddles. I'll remind the viewers, there's 6:23 to go in quarter number 2. 3-1 score between these two perennial boys lacrosse powerhouses. And with the ball to start it off in the foreground in your picture, that's Jack Anderson, number 23. And just to be accurate, 56 degrees and rain. Wind 9 miles out of the west-northwest. All right, now Jack Anderson rushes it all the way behind the net to number 16. That, of course, was Leo Gagnon as the ball rotates all the way around to the far side. Rushing in, good defense by the Panthers as number 21 looking for some room was David Langevin. He rotates it to the top of the key to Vander Linde, now to the near side. Griffin Elliott takes a shot and scores it. Griffin Elliott, number 17, sharpshoots that low and at the feet of Bauman to record the 4th goal for the Red Knights after the timeout. And that is a nice looking shot there on the replay. My goodness, that is just pure skill and talent. It appeared Bauman didn't even see it. And that goal comes with 6:01 to go. 4-1 Red Knights. Panthers looking for some answers. And now back to the center circle for the Red Knights, number 5, Owen Girton. Wins that nicely, and he comes in. Can he handle it? Ball loose. And ball still loose. Scooped up by 16, Gagnon. Possession is 9/10 of the law in lacrosse, girls or boys. Owning that ball is everything. Winning face-offs is everything. Next to scoring the goals, those are the stats you want to be strong in. to get those scoring opportunities. And it starts with the face-off, and now the Red Knights off a 4-1 lead here, get the ball right back with less than 6 to go in the halftime. They are in no hurry. Now Jack Anderson already has a goal, gives it up to number 17, Elliott. Elliott does the same shot, and this time a great save by Tate Bauman, the senior goaltender. He was ready for it this time around. And now the Panthers looking to cut the lead, the deficit to 2, and a nice outlet pass and into the offensive zone is number 1, Henry Johnson for the Panthers, now coming in a trip, and there goes the flag, and that's gonna be a penalty against the Red Knights that stops the clock with 4:59 to go. And an opportunity for the Panthers to have a one-man advantage. I'm never sure if these penalties are for 30 seconds or a minute. I don't think they ever go longer than a minute. But that's going to be a penalty. There's a knee on the ground on the sideline. And now the Panthers, excellent opportunity to try to get themselves back in this one. Even though the goal differential is only 3 and you can score goals lightning fast in lacrosse, somehow 3 right now seems a lot bigger lead than normally in a lacrosse match. All right, let's see the Panthers, and that's because of the Red Knight defense, isn't it? Talk about the big red machine. That's how I'd characterize their defense, at least my first observations this year. Now to the near side, number 24 for the Panthers, that's Weber. They rotate the ball around, the shot taken, and look at Ems. He is psyched up in that goaltending position as that ball went wide right. You can feel the energy from that goaltender. Number 25, Josh Ems, the junior, playing well tonight in the rain, in the wind. Now the Panthers, clock stop with 4:31 to go, waiting for the officials. Okay, now they'll take it from that near corner. Behind the goal line. Now back. Behind the net. Far side. Johnson scores it! Or no, that is, hold on. I can't always see the number with those red numbers. Is that who I think it is? No, it's Henry Johnson. I was right. That's the goal. Big time shot. And just what the Lakeville North Panthers needed. That goal comes with 4:17 remaining. That was a very strong shot by the Panthers. 4:17 to go in the second quarter. And it's getting even mistier here. Almost like a fog-like effect. And that face-off won by the Panthers. They've got some momentum now here late in the second quarter. Won and handled by number 3. That was Ethan Erickson. Nice job by Erickson as he races off the field to give it up to the offensive talent of the Lakeville Panthers. And now they have the ball under 4 minutes to go, looking to cut the lead to 1. You gotta believe they're feeling some sort of momentum here, trying to capitalize on it. Now to the near side to number 4, that's Jackson Whalen. Whalen now being very careful with it. Important part of the match here as we approach halftime. 2 goals separates these 2 big powerhouses. With the ball right now is number 2, Carson Piscatello. Now the move. Carson, his shot right inside actually was a near pass right at the doorstep, intended for number 4, Whalen. He couldn't handle it, ball out of bounds, turnover, Red Knights have it. Clock stopped with 3:20 to go. So the Red Knights withstand that momentum burst by the Panthers. Will they answer right back as we approach the 3-minute mark? On the far side, rushing the ball all the way the length of the field, Brady Marcus. Nice job, now gives it up to number 17, Elliott. Elliott turns around. And the Red Knights will take their time as we're now under 3 minutes to go until halftime. Now to the near side, Holton Vanderlinde. Vanderlinde will put the move on, drives right, takes the, nope, I thought it was a shot, gets it back behind the net. Dylan Popane, unaccosted back there, looking for somebody. Nobody open before the net. Now he'll do it himself, comes in, goes low, and he scores it. Dylan Popane. He'll record his 7th goal. to go along with 4 assists on the year, 11 points, and yep, he went high. The goaltender Bauman took the fake, he went low and dribbled it in right on the ground, and a beautiful looking shot by Dylan Popane. It was a matter of time until we heard from him, and the important thing, if you're a Red Knight fan, is that they answered right back. The disappointing thing, if you're a Panther fan, is that once they cut the lead to 2 in less than a minute, it's now back to 3, 5-2 with 2:36 to go. Face off the middle of the
Scoring
field.
for the Red Knights, number 1, Dylan Popane.
And face off controlled by the Red Knights, coming in all alone in the shot. Blocked, defended well by Bauman. What a save by Bauman. As number 16 for the Red Knights was right there on the doorstep, Leo Gagnon. It was one-on-one. Usually that favors the shooter. And a great save by Bauman. Meanwhile, the Red Knights maintain possession as we approach the 2-minute mark. What a match this is. 5-2 our score. Now coming off the sideline to take over the offense, number 17, Griffin Elliott. He has 11 points on the year, 8 goals, 3 assists. He'll trot in on the near side. Moves to his right. Now Popane, will he try it again? Inside, tried to hit number 16. He was double teamed, Leo Gagnon. Ball came loose, but it was recovered nicely by number 17, Griffin Elliott. Elliott now, top of the key to the far side. Kind of almost sailed on him, and a nice job by number 21, Langevin, David Langevin, to haul that in and keep possession. Under a minute and a half to go, the shot taken by Anderson goes wide right, out of bounds. Popane will retain possession. There's that replay as the ball goes wide right. Clock underway, 1:20 to go and counting. Now with it, number 1, Cole Langevin. All kinds of brothers. It's not uncommon to see that in lacrosse. Both girls and boys that I've done, the dozens of games. Always seems to be a sister-sister, brother-brother combination, and we have that in spades. And there's a shot, talk about in spades, and a goal by number 17, Griffin Elliott, his 9th of the year. As now the Red Knights, late in the first half, have scored the last 2 consecutive goals. They have now extended their lead to the largest of the evening by 4-6-2 with exactly 1 minute to go. And we'll go back to the center circle as the rain mist continues here. Actually, as I look down at the stands, it's a steady rain. Fortunately, we're up here in the press box, but it is a steady, almost a hard rain. And this field is handling the weather and the water very well. Nobody's slipping out there at all. Now winning that face-off is Lakeville North, and boy, could they use a goal here late in the half to cut it back to a 3-point deficit. 44 seconds remaining. Lakeville North with it behind the net. That's number 1. No, excuse me, number 4, Jackson Whalen. Whalen now to the near side, will trot around. Clearly they're gonna go for a last shot. They certainly don't wanna let the Red Knights get another offensive chance. As he goes down, that might have been the first evidence that this rain has having an impact, as it looked like he may have lost his footing with the rain. And is that gonna result in a turnover? No, it's not. It's gonna be a free opportunity for Lakeville North. 18 seconds remaining. The last thing they don't wanna do is get a shot off. Now with it, Carson Piscatello to the near side. Whalen with a quick shot goes wide right with 6.4 seconds left and the clock stopped. Gotta put the ball on net if you want to score it. And they retain possession. Can they get a pass out front and a quick shot? 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Behind the net, 1 second. Flag goes up, pass inside, in the middle. The whistle sounds, ending quarter number 2. Our score at halftime, Red Knights 6, Panthers 2. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us. Come on back for half number 2 as we step aside.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how
I
loud
know, I
was.
heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on Location. We are underway here in the second half, bringing you perennial giants in boys lacrosse in Minnesota, the Lakeville North Panthers and the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. This is a repeat of the championship state tournament match last year. The Red Knights won. They're the reigning state champions, and they come in to the second half with a 6-2 lead, but don't go anywhere as Lakeville North, after the halftime, answers in the first 28 seconds with their third goal. And now they're back within 3, and that shot taken from the left side on the wing by the Panthers. And they are off to a great start. Just what the doctor ordered if you're a Panthers fan. Now back to the center circle. And again, I'll remind you, it's hard to see on your screen there. It is a steady, almost pouring rain. I don't know what the difference there. It's steady, pouring, it's almost in between, but it is absolutely very steady, but playable. And the Red Knights now win the faceoff after the goal early in the first half by the Panthers, and they really could not have gotten off to a better start here in the second half. But meanwhile, the Red Knights have it. They'll try to answer back, which they've done all evening long, and they are going right to left with the ball. Jack Anderson, he's got a goal tonight. His shot and a goal, and he does answer right back. That's so demoralizing if you're a Panthers fan. They come out in the first half minute and get a goal, and then they give up one in the next half minute. And look at the Red Knights, awful resilient here. Jack Anderson goes low, and he beats Bauman with 11:03 to go in quarter number 3. And that psychologically has got to be tough on these Lakeville North Panthers. And they're going to have to dig double deep now to get back into this one. 7-3, and that's when the weather conditions, when you're down and you just can't quite get the momentum, starts to wear on you. But it's still early, and the Panthers win that face-off, and now they rush it in to the offensive zone, and that was won by number 5 for the Panthers, Jackson Reese. Big kid out there, Reese, does his job, gives the ball to the Panthers, and they'll try to answer right back here as we're under the 11-minute mark in quarter number 3. Now behind the net, number 4, Jackson Whalen. Whalen now, he's got a goal tonight. Out to the near side to 9, Blake Piscatello. Piscatello, he's got a goal tonight. He's their leading scorer. If they're gonna get back into this, it's gotta go through number 9. He comes on the left side, takes the shot, goes wide right as he was getting harassed from behind. And now a push, flags go up, and the shoulder and the deck by number 22, Nicholas Capo. And that's the roughest I've ever seen in doing lacrosse for the last several years. And here's the replay, the shot taken, and then the business by Capello afterwards. That drew the flag. Piscatello responds, and Capella responds with a forearm to the upper body, and there the officials are going to talk it over. And you wonder if there isn't going to be an ejection somewhere within that film clip. Judge for yourself. Would you eject either of these two players, or wouldn't you? Hard to say. There could be an argument made to eject Copa, I would say, especially he sort of initiated it, trying to be objective here, and then he received the retaliation. Let's see. So there's the shot. The play is over. Then there's some business by Copa. Flag goes up, so the referee didn't like that. Piscatello responds, and then a little bit of a dive by Piscatello. Yeah, he took a little bit of a flop, I would say. I think that's fair assessment. So let's see as they sort it out. You know, but nevertheless, Copa did make an aggressive move there. I do think it was played up, but the aggressive move was made, and that might be what the penalty is. Well, there you can see Copa. He's on his knee. The question is, do they eject him? I doubt they'll do that. But that's Nicholas Coppa. And that's the gamesmanship within the game. I was watching the NBA last night, the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets, and the game was decided. There was a huge lead for Houston, and they were mugging each other all through the fourth quarter. And so there's some intimidation there. And there you can see the Lakeville North player. That's Piscatello, without seeing his number. Now both head coaches over there. It's being explained by the referees. Meanwhile, remind you, there's 10:22 remaining in quarter number 3. And these penalties may just offset. But it's unfortunate. We're in the steady. I mean, it is a hard rain out there. I'm in the press box, and look at these fans. There's got to be 50 of them out here with their umbrellas and their raincoats. And you're watching a repeat of basically the state tournament Super Bowl. There's the referee. I do not understand these hand signals as we watch two Panthers come out from the sideline. What I do see are the two kneeling players. The question is, are they... And there is some yelling out there coming from the field. I don't know if that's the players just keeping themselves psyched up. And now it looks like we're going to get underway here. And it's hard for me to tell whether both teams are at even strength. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on offense for the Panthers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on defense, including the goaltender. It looks like they offset. Okay, play underway. Clock winding down. 10-18, 10-17, 10-16 in the third quarter. Panthers down 4. They have the ball. Steady cold rain, mid-50s, May 1st, 2025. We're in St. Louis Park. And listen to the crowd, players on the bench for Benilde-St. Margaret's. You can hear them all the way across the field to where I'm at. And you can see them in your background. Their mannerisms, they are constant. I've never heard anything like it in any lacrosse match. They are definitely fired up here. As the clock now winding down, there is no shot clock. 9:42 to go. Panthers taking their time. Piscatello, he's got the ball. He came off his knee, so now it is a player advantage. That's what they were waiting for. Piscatello takes the shot, tries to bounce it in, goes over the net, and Ims is psyched up out there. You can see his arm mannerisms. There is a lot of emotion in this match. It's really starting to come through. And there are the Panthers with the ball. The clock stopped with 9:29 to go. This will be a memorable match if for no other reason. It's the state tournament participants of 2024 on a cold, rain-soaked evening here early in the season. Now to the near side, Piscatello, Blake. Far side shot goes wide right. Clock stops with 9:10 to go. North with it. Once again, that was number 1, Henry Johnson, top of the key to Carson Piscatello. And Carson records a goal. And the Panthers are now back within 3 with plenty of time to go. 9:02 the time of that score. Here's the replay. Piscatello to the other side, and was that number 4 with the goal? I believe it was. Maybe that was Jackson Whalen. Hard to see with those dark red numerals and black jerseys. But the Morton stat is it's 7-4. Every time Lakeville North has scored, the Red Knights have answered right back, and it is just pouring rain now. I will now say it's not just a steady rain. It is pouring rain out there. And I can't believe, even though this field is built to irrigate this water, you can start to maybe see the shine of the water starting to well up. All right, now Lakeville North, ensuing faceoff. They won. Piscatello, Blake to his brother Carson. Tried to get it back to Blake. Gets deflected by Raphael Johnson-Nixon. And out of bounds. Turnover. Red Knights have it with 8:38 to go and clock winding down. Rushing it out, now to the near side to Johnson-Nixon. He loses control and a turnover, and it's Blake Piscatello, and he gets mauled on the near side as Johnson, Nixon, Raphael all over him. Lots of, I don't know if bad blood's the right word, but lots of intensity as they take him down and just annihilate him. And down he goes. That's going to be going to end up with a red knight on the knee. 8:26 to game, 26 to go in quarter number 3. I'll remind you, you're watching ParkTV 16 Sports, and I have never broadcasted a match in these types of weather conditions. The rain is getting stronger. The only good thing is there's no wind. I look at the flags. They are limp, dead, straight down vertical. No wind and a steady rain. And I think the puddles are going to start to show here on this field. Meanwhile, now Blake Piscatello to the top of the key to his brother Carson. Panthers see an opportunity here. Plenty of time. Blake looked to score. Pass it up far side and another goal. 2 in a row now for Lakeville North. And I believe that was Jackson Whalen, number 4, with his 2nd in a row from the same location. They got it over to him. Raphael Johnson Nixon was right in his face, but they went low and beat Ems. And now with 8:11 to go in quarter number 3, things look a whole lot better for the Lakeville North Panthers as they're now within 2, and they've got the momentum here in the second half. With 8:11 to go. Face off to the center circle, and the Red Knights, if you're a Red Knight fan, you need a face-off win right here. Let's see what happens. Ball loose.
Jackson Whalen.
Yep, it was Jackson Whalen, and that's picked up and intercepted. I don't know. He gave it up, and now right in front coming in. No whistle. Play goes on. That was a turnover by Johnson Nixon. And now a whistle as Lakeville North tried to play it, and they will retain possession. So they are on a roll here, 2 goals in a row in quarter number 3, and now they've got it. And there is all kinds of noise coming from the benches of both teams on that far side. You think this match doesn't matter to them? It matters everything. And it is starting to show on the field. Now Lakeville North looking for their 3rd consecutive goal here in the 3rd quarter. Trying to get back into this one. Down 2. Both teams steady, standing still. Nobody's moving at all. Now the spin move from behind and pushing him back with Judah Johnson-Nixon, and he takes it right back away from him. What a defensive play by number 24 for the Red Knights. And the outlet pass on the money in midfield, and here come the Red Knights now on offense. Number 11 with it. That is Marcus, and a goal, just like that. And they all started with the outlet pass from deep in their own zone to a wide open Red Knight who brought it down, and in a very efficient manner, they put themselves back up with a 3-goal lead. That's number 11, Brady Marcus, inside to number 16, Leo Gagnon. And he pulls a left-handed shot and beats the goaltender Bauman with 6:57 to go. Our score now 8-5. Don't go anywhere. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're bringing you the best in boys lacrosse, featuring the Panthers and the Red Knights. 8-5 our score.
Knights, number 16, Leo Gagnon.
Leo Gagnon gets the goal, and now the face-off one, but it comes back to Gagnon. He goes for a second one, and that shot goes wide left and out of bounds. And the ball will be awarded to the Panthers with the clock stopped with 6:44 to go. There's the replay by Gagnon. He's looked for his 2nd consecutive goal in about 5 seconds. And that is the beautiful thing about lacrosse. It can be slow, and then it can be lightning fast with goals. And now the turnover, Lakeville North. Now another turnover. Dylan Popane, he is ever dangerous as he gets double teamed and pushed back to the top of the key. And now the Red Knights, and now we've got some contact away from the play and a whistle and a stoppage with 6:24 to go. Lots of drama on the field between these two schools. They don't like each other at all, at least athletically. They're probably friends. They know each other probably from summer lacrosse or whatever lacrosse players do in the off season. But on the field, they're ultra competitive, and that's what makes high school sports at the highest level so great. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports. Jack Anderson now. Red Knights with a 3-goal lead. The shot taken point blank, and that sailed high and to the right, missing the mark by a long shot, was number 3 for the Red Knights, Holton Vanderlinde. And that one, even though he's at point blank range, that really sailed on him. Rain continuing to just pour down here. If there was a drought, it's over. All right, now Red Knights have it. 6 minutes to go on quarter number 3. Going low to save, that was Vanderlinde. Now Jack Anderson, top of the key at the point guard position to the right wing. Now back to Anderson, to Dylan Popane, top of the key. Now behind the net. Coming forward was number 21 for the Red Knights, David Langevin. Now good ball rotation by the Red Knights, showing great patience with a 3-goal lead. They do not want to get into a track meet with the Panthers right now. Now getting cross-check from behind, and now finally a whistle and a late flag, and that is going to send the Panthers to the penalty box. I believe that's number 5, Jackson Rees, if I'm not mistaken. Hard to see the number in the low light. Clock stopped with 5:29 to go. And now substitution for the Red Knights. And they will have a player advantage for a short period of time as the referee picks up his napkin. Over to the near side to retrieve it is Holton Vanderlinde. Referee's now in place. Everyone's on their mark, and we're underway. Red Knights with a player advantage, looking to extend their lead back to 4, their largest of the night, trying to match it. They once led 6-2 before the Panthers came back in early part of the third quarter, but the Red Knights have righted the ship and answered back with 2 goals of their own. Now behind the net, Dylan Popane to the right wing, shot goes wide left, out of bounds. Red Knights appear to will retain possession. Clock stopped with 5:03. Back to retrieve it there is Leo Gagnon. Now Gagnon comes rushing up, gives it to Dylan Popane behind the net there. Up to the top of the key, overshoots Jack Anderson, now into the defensive zone. Rafael Juda-Nixon tried to pass it and couldn't do it, and an unforced error by the Red Knights gives the ball back to the Panthers, and now they're in business with less than 5 to go in quarter number 3. Down 3 with the ball on the near side, number 4, Jackson Whalen. Whalen now will wait for his teammates to get set up. Clock, meanwhile, continues to wind down, as does the rain coming down. All right, now Jackson Whalen will try it from the near side. He's got a little bit of space now behind the net. Wide open is a Panther. And here we are, almost a stalemate. It reminds me when the puck is frozen against the corner when players are trying to ice it, coming right in, and he slipped, went down. Flags go up as the ball goes sailing, not even close, as the Panther, I believe that was number 2, Carson Piscatello, came right in, and I don't know if he lost his feet, he just sort of went down, and then the flag came up. And it appears that a Red Knight is going to take a knee. And is that number 0? That is Cole Langevin. And now a player advantage for the Panthers with 4:05 to go in quarter number 3. Behind the net, up to the far side, coming in, beats the player, shot gets deflected in front, now it's loose in front, gets kicked out further, a whistle just as the Panthers were about to recover it was Henry Johnson, and a whistle. But the Panthers will maintain possession. Clock winding down, under 4 to go. Blake Piscatello now inside, wide open, and the save by Ims. Point blank range. It was a brilliant pass to a wide open Panther, number 1 Johnson, but Ims was there to make the save. Watch this, wide open. And I think it was an accidental save, but it's a save nonetheless. He put himself in the right position, appeared to go off his collarbone or shoulder. But that's not an accident. That's about putting yourself in the right position. when you're a goaltender. Great job by Ims. 3:37 to go. Clock stopped. Panthers have possession. This is a pivotal goal as we are approaching later here in the third quarter. A 3-goal deficit and a 4-goal deficit, or a 2-goal deficit. That's the difference between this next goal, 2 or 4, with 1 quarter about to go. 2 feels a lot better if you're a Panthers fan, especially in the second half, and they turn it over, and that was number 24, Judah Johnson-Nixon, and another beautiful outlet pass, much like before, to Marcus, comes right in. Ball loose, he came right in. That was almost a carbon copy of their last goal. There's flags went up at the tail end. The clock is stopped with 3:02 to go as we sort it out. How much drama can you put into a lacrosse match? And here's the outlet pass, and here's number 11, Brady Marcus. Last time he hit a player and scored a goal, same thing, and there was the goaltender coming out. Cross-checking number 21, David Langevin. And now we're gonna sort this out. And we'll look to see if there's anybody taking knees. The referees, they have been busy tonight. And the rain seems to be lightening up a little bit. Meanwhile, it has been a constant chatter and cheering from the Red Knights bench that I have never seen in all the years I've done broadcasting. And they are the defending state champions. The runner-ups is Lakeville North, so I understand the intensity of both these teams, and this game is yet to be determined. Don't go anywhere. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube, so we're sorting it out here. The referees are still huddled close to the 50-yard line, and they're trying to figure it out here. And it appears we're going to get a new goaltender. So there's going to be warming up here. So I don't know what happened to the Lakeville North, although there was a collision, goaltender Bauman, but he must have suffered some sort of injury. As I look over, I do have binoculars, and to see if I can see on the sideline, Bauman. And let's see who's in nets there. That is number 30 for Lakeville North, Nolan Fleekhyde, a 9th grader. I hope it's either Fleekhyde or Keed. I pronounce it Kide. It's Flikeid. A 9th grader coming in with 3 minutes to go in a huge match between the 2 defending state championship participants. And there he is, the freshman, getting warmed up on a cold, rainy night in St. Louis Park. Wow, what is it like to be that kid? He's going to be baptized literally with the water. I don't know how much experience he has, but it's 55 degrees and a pouring rain. And now you're coming in against the defending state championship Red Knights on the road, in the cold, in the rain. And you wouldn't have it any other way. Let's see what happens. Red Knights with it. With less than 3 to go in the third quarter. Jack Anderson, you got to believe they want to take advantage of this new young goaltender. Not give him any confidence. Now behind the net with it. Number 21 for the Red Knights. Langevin, David, not to be mistaken with Cole. Now top of the key, Dylan Popane. And the goal by number 3, Holton Vanderlinde, the sharpshooter, beats the rookie, Nolan Fleekhyde, with 2:34 to go, and that was and I don't care who the goaltender was, you were not going to save that one. Point blank range from about 10 yards away, and look at that replay as it hits the back of the net and the poof of water that's accumulated on the twine on the net goes flying up. What a great look. That is suitable for framing. If you're number 3, Holton Vanderlinde, put that on your highlight film to the colleges. Big time goal there. Puts the Red Knights back up by 4 with 2:34 to go in quarter number 3. And back to the face-off circle in the middle.
Scoring for the Red Knights.
And the
number
Panthers
2.
win that with number 5. He's done well at the face-off circle for the Lakeville North Panthers, Jackson Reese. And just as he got possession, there was a whistle and I believe a timeout has been taken on the field. And what a dramatic third quarter it's been. And we still have 2 minutes, 28 seconds remaining. And you can sort of start to see the rain slightly on the screen there as I look at the monitor. But if you're here in person, it is really pouring. Yeah, it might be lightening up just a little bit. It started out with 10-mile-an-hour winds out of the north-northwest, but those winds, there are no winds, very little, if any. And we've got a timeout here as everyone is taking a deep breath. And the big news here in the third quarter, other than the Panthers starting to show some offense, it was 6-2 at the beginning of the second half. And it was then 6-4, and then the Red Knights started to answer. And they've now extended their lead back to 4. And then the drama of the goaltender for Lakeville North, unfortunately, Tate Bauman, the senior, who was having a great match against a very good offensive team in the Red Knights, had a collision in front of the net. He got hurt, and now they've brought in Nolan Fleekide, the freshman, and he just gave up a goal, and the Panthers won the face-off. There was a whistle and a timeout taken by the Panthers, and not a bad one, I would say, for Coach Matt Stonestrom. They're still in this, plenty of time left. If you know lacrosse, goals can be scored in rapid succession, but also a chance to reset, especially with the new goaltender, just to everyone take a deep breath. So very smart timeout in my estimation for Lakeville North, and really taking a long time to get things set. Reminds me of I've said this before, and now they gave the ball. I really don't know what happened there. And now a collision, and it is really getting nasty out there. That was a gratuitous shot taken by number 7, Mitchell Halstead, against the Red Knights. Right in front of the referee, and it is getting, I don't know, rough. And I've never saw anything like this when I played high school sports. Now that was in the early 80s, but this is a new level here. And the referees, we've been watching them talk more than watching actual lacrosse. But the sportsmanship is an interesting concept here. Without getting on a soapbox, just interesting observations at the roughness. But no one's been ejected. I think that would stop it real quick if they knew they'd get ejected. Meanwhile, though, 2 Lakeville North players are on their knees. So a 2-player advantage for the Red Knights with a 4-goal lead. And another whistle. Let them play. Come on. My goodness. Especially in these weather conditions. Let's play this game, right? All right, let's go again. It is much like rehearsal in a play. Cut, start over, everyone in their places. All right, action, cameras, roll them. All right, we're underway. 2 minutes approximately to go. Red Knights with the ball to the near side to number 3, Vanderlinde. Now on the doorstep, gets pushed back. Good defense by Lakeville North. Spin move by Jack Anderson, now behind the net. Great ball rotation to the near side. Colton Vanderlinde, Dylan Popane with under 2 to go. Back to Vanderlinde, and he scores it again. Wow. He has got quite the shot from that left side, inside out position, I would say. Kind of like a tennis player, inside out. You're going for that far right side with the forehand cross court. A little bit of tennis analogy there, right? Cross court in the corner, Vanderlinde. That's his second goal from the exact same position. That's in his wheelhouse. And now the Red Knights have their largest lead of the night with 1:44 to go in quarter number 3. It's 10-5, back to the center circle. Still in the rain, 55 degrees.
Scoring for the Red Knights, his second of the game, number 3, Holton Vanderlinde.
That is Vanderlinde's second goal of the match. Now ball loose. Panthers come away with it. Well done by number 5. That's Jackson Reese. He's played well at that face-off position. Meanwhile, the Panthers have 5 goals and they're down 5 as we approach the end of the third quarter. Coming right in, the shot taken kind of missed the mark by number 3. I think that was Ethan Erickson. It was. And the Panthers retain possession. Play continues on here late in the third quarter. Behind the net was Piscatello, and he is bewildered at the call, as I am, but that's because I don't know lacrosse that well. Now, on the doorstep, the pass, and Dylan tried to stick it into that far right post, and it went wide right. And that was a great play there, right? Pass, pass, pass right there, and Dylan tried to sneak it and just missed, and the goaltender, the freshman, did a nice job stopping that shot from being a goal, actually, interfering just in time. All right, under a minute to go. 43 seconds and counting. Red Knights with it, 5-goal lead. And I expect they're gonna hold it here and try to go up by 1 more at the buzzer. And that's exactly what they're gonna do. Jack Anderson, no shot clock in lacrosse. You wonder if they'll ever have one day, because you could theoretically get a 1-goal lead and freeze the ball and just play catch the whole time. I don't know if that would work, but you could do it. And if that were to happen a lot, you might get a shot clock. Now the shot, the save by the freshman. Nice job by number 30, Nolan Flakide. And now the outlet pass with 3 seconds remaining on the bounce. Gets it inside to Peskovich. Oh my goodness, they almost scored with 3 seconds to go. And it goes by the wayside as the whistle sounds, signaling the end of quarter number 3. So after 3 quarters complete, our score 10-5 Red Knights. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Stay with us for quarter number 4.
Social Security is with you through life's journey from birth to retirement. As your life changes year to year, so do your needs. For over 80 years, Social Security has helped to meet your needs and is committed to improving access to the services that make a difference in your life. Today, you can verify your earnings, estimate your future benefits, apply for retirement, manage your benefits, and even change your address, all from the comfort of your home. Social Security's online services help put you in control with secure access to your information anytime, anywhere, allowing you to spend more time with family, friends, or simply just enjoying the day. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location, in the rain, in the cold, at Benilde-St. Margaret's, bringing you the best of boys high school lacrosse, featuring the Lakeville North Panthers and the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. And if you're just joining us, it's been a drama-filled night. The Red Knights have a good lead, 10-5, but the Panthers started to show life in the third quarter, and it has been rough. These players don't like each other, at least on the field. They might like each other off the field, but right now they don't like each other, and it is shown. Plenty of penalties, lots of emotion, as they were the participants in the state championship last year, and the Red Knights got the better of them. And the Red Knights know what it's like to lose state championship games. I think they lost 3 or 4 before they finally won one last year. So they know what it's like to be a Lakeville North Panther, coming off a runner-up year, and now on the road against these same Red Knights on a tough weather night, and they're down 5. But they have the ability, especially those Piscatello brothers. But right now, the Red Knight defense has neutralized them for the most part, but there's a goal by number 4 for Lakeville North. That's at least his 3rd tonight. And that, of course, is Jackson Whalen. He's had a heck of a night scoring, and he gets the Panthers off to a great start here if they're going to mount a comeback within the first minute. They brought it back to 10-6, and we go back to the center circle, and we got ourselves a match here. Back to do the face-off honors is Jackson Reese. He's done well, and he's going to need to do well as the Lakeville North. They need at least 4 possessions and 4 goals with 11 minutes to go, and that is a tall order, and it starts with winning face-offs. And Reese wins that one again. Big time play by Reese. So important in the fourth quarter, and now he rushes it in, wide open, and he's just going to allow his offensive big knockers to get back in as he delivers the ball to the far side, and he does his job, Jackson Reese. Now the pass deflected by number 24, Judah Johnson-Nixon, and the Lakeville Panthers, Whalen, will retain possession with under 11 to go. Time is going to be an issue for Lakeville North. Now with it, number 2, Piscatello, Carson, behind the net. You can feel the excitement. It is big time lacrosse here. Now Piscatello, Carson, coming in, shoots, blocks, saved by Ims. Ball loose, and a whistle stops the clock with 10:14 to go. And who's going to retain possession? It's such a critical call, and it looks like the North Panthers will keep it. 10-6 our score. And they'll start from that far dark corner. Spinning, right, left shot, misses the mark, behind the net. Panthers will keep possession. 10:04 with the clock stopped. Now Panthers with it. 10 minutes to go right now. Carson Piscatello lost his footing there. Ball loose, neither one saw it. And that was great defense by the Red Knights, number 11, Brady Marcus, as he hacked away. They both thought his stick, which he lost possession, was the ball, but there was Judah Johnson-Nixon to pick it up. And now the Red Knights are into the offensive zone with number 22, Nicholas Capo, doing the honors. And now the ball is back behind the goal line of Lakeville North, and the Red Knights have it, and specifically number 16, Leo Gagnon. With 9:20 to go, now to the top of the key to number 21, David Langevin, to number 3, Vander Lindy, to 17, who lost it momentarily, Elliott, gets possession in on the doorstep, the pass right on the mark, and he couldn't quite handle it, was Gagnon, and then the turnover, and the Panthers have it as they dodge a bullet, as Gagnon was right on the doorstep. Had he been able to handle that pass, that could have been an almost certain goal, and then maybe an insurmountable lead. But still, as it is, 4-goal deficit with under 9 to go. And here comes Lakeville North, and I believe their original goaltender is back in the match. Just noticed that. Let's see if I can see his number. In fact, I know it is just by how tall he looks compared to his replacement. So I believe Bauman is back in nets for Lakeville North. Meanwhile, a whistle and a stoppage with 8:42 to go. And I'm still looking, and I do believe that is number 14, Tate Bauman, back in nets. So he left the game midway towards the end of the third quarter. I couldn't tell if it was an equipment issue or if he was hurt. But yeah, Bauman's back, and that's good news for Lakeville North, as they now retain possession with 8:39 to go, down 4. They were down 5 at the beginning of the quarter, and they lead this quarter 1-0, down 4. Now at the doorstep. Panthers behind the goal. Inside shot deflected by Ims. Great goaltending by him. Ball loose in the corner. 2 Lakeville North players. Ball, and Lakeville North retains possession. They'll try to take advantage of the shot. That also misses the mark. They've had a hard time putting that ball on goal. And they'll retain possession with 8:10 remaining in quarter number 4. North with it. Rushing from the near side is Carson Piscatello. Spin move, takes a hit, gets bumped outside, has to give it up to number 4, Whalen. Whalen now to number 17, Smith. Ball rotates down by the goal line, getting pushed back by Capo for the Red Knights. Panthers looking like they might be getting a little bit tired out there. At least that's an observation I just thought of. And this Red Knight defense is just relentless as the Panthers can't find any room, and that is a perfect example right there as Blake Piscatello goes down. And he does look a little tired out there, I must say. And that fatigue factor is going to start to play a role for Lakeville North. They have tried valiantly to get back into this thing, and they just might be running out of gas now as Judah Johnson-Nixon gets it to his brother, Raphael. Raphael now all the way back behind the net, chewing up clock with a 7:11 to go. Now back to number 16, Leo Gagnon, and we got a whistle and a timeout on the field.
Timeout call by the Red Knights.
And the Red Knights are going to talk it over, and maybe not a bad timeout. They're still only up 4. If you're the coach, you look at the clock, 7:05 to go. Good time maybe to check in, get a substitution, maybe talk about a change in strategy. And now the rain has even picked up even more. And it is remarkable how this field is handling this water. It's a relatively new field, I think, that Benilde-St. Margaret's installed a couple of years ago, probably just 2. And you can see the water you can see the shine with the reflection. I might not be accurate on that, but that certainly seems like water is starting to accumulate a little bit, but haven't seen very much slippage at all out there. So a testament to the technology of the fields that all these high schools seem to have. All right, now Lakeville North breaks huddle early. 7:05 remaining, quarter number 4. I'll remind you, you're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. You can watch us live or go back, watch it on replay at YouTube, or go to parktv16.org or something close to that. I believe all our matches are posted there for viewing or for snipping any highlights for your loved ones that are out there on the field watching. All right, just glad you're with us. My name is Robert Christensen, and we are approaching the final moments of this big rematch from the state tournament game of 2024, which the Red Knights won and seemingly have control right now with the ball and a 4-goal lead, as we're now under 7 minutes to go. And that is Dylan Popane. Spin move, and look for Lakeville North. They're going to have to start taking some chances here on defense to get that ball back. And the Red Knights, they are going to start to play keep away here. And I think that was probably the whole point of the timeout that they just took. Don't be in a hurry to score. Run that clock down. And that's what it appears they're doing. Jack Anderson, you never saw him behind the net running circles. Oh, he did take the shot, and he got a goal. And if you're going to shoot, shoot to score. And that is a backbreaker, as it puts the Red Knights back up by 5 with just 6 minutes and 23 seconds to go. And you have to credit the timeout taken by Coach Giuseppe Palermo as he comes in, and right after that timeout, the Red Knights record a very significant goal, as now they do have their largest lead, or at least matches it with a 5-goal lead, 11-6. Back to the center circle, and the Panthers are hanging by a thread as Jackson Reese is gonna need to get this face off right here, as he does scoop it back, and he gives it right back to himself. Jackson Reese, he's got to be an all-conference nomination for the Lakeville, or the Metro South, and he loses it. He needed to give it up earlier, and that was Raphael Johnson-Nixon that poked it away, and then a whistle, and he has got his hands up, as I believe he is going to be called for the infraction of some kind, or someone for the Red Knights is going to take a knee, and that there is a knee taker across the way. I'll get my binoculars out, and that is number 5 for the Red Knights, Owen Girton. Gets flagged for the violation, and now the Panthers, with 6:06 to go and 6 goals on the board, they need 5 more. And they got the ball with a player advantage at least for another minute here. And that's Whalen. He's had a heck of a night. I was going to say a whale of a night for Whalen. 3 goals at least from right about there. And, oh, the long stick by number 0 for the Red Knights. Cole Lodgman tipped that a little bit. And the clock now stopped with 5:45 to go. And it is a chilly night. Rain continues to come down here. I would now describe the rain as a soaking rain. And it is going to green up around the Twin Cities as a result by Sunday. If it starts to warm up here, the greenery is going to pop. And I'm not a horticulturist or a gardener, but I know that much. It's going to be like night and day. We're going to go from winter to spring by tomorrow after all this cold rain. It's going to be beautiful here in Minneapolis, St. Paul. All right, now, Panthers, nice no-look pass for Whalen, and I don't think Whalen could see it, and it is dark conditions in the rain, and you wonder if the intensity for the Panthers isn't going to start to naturally dissipate. Pretty hard to come back down 5 against the defending state champions on their home turf with 5 minutes to go. Just a reality there as the Red Knights now rush it into the Lakeville North, and there's a flag from behind. Boy, it has been chippy all night long between these two teams. Oh, a nice poke check from behind and a whistle, which means the flag is probably going to come against Lakeville North, but that was still a nice interception by Mitchell Hasted, number 7 for Lakeville North. And now the rain is starting to pick up again, and it's not a soaking rain, it is now a pouring rain again. It has been relentless since the start, nearing 2 hours ago. These players have been in the rain the entire time, the warm-ups, halftime, all of it, and so have the fans. They deserve a lot of credit. All right, top of the key, Jack Anderson. He's got a couple goals on the doorstep. Attended for 21, David Langevin. He retains possession. Now the quick shot. Fires wide right by number 3, Vanderlinde. And the clock continues to wind down. 4:36 and counting. The shot deflected by Bauman right at his chest. And the Red Knights retain possession, and we play on. Under 5 to go. Clock stopped at 4:31 to go. Still waiting, and it is just pouring outside. Our camera view doesn't do it justice. If we could put it on the deck of the stands, you can really see the water. It's almost like monsoon weather conditions here, and I am not exaggerating. 4:25 to go and counting. Red Knights with it. Number 17, Griffin Elliott, shot out of bounds, wide right, and it really doesn't seem to be impacting these players whatsoever at all. You don't see any mannerisms like get me out of this cold rain. They are playing hard. That's what's so great about the spirit, and the block by Bauman on the shot by Gagnon. And now the Panthers have it back with 4:05 to go, down 5. Can they come up with a miracle? And that outlet pass off the mark, ball loose, players down, ball still loose. And the Red Knights come up with, no, it's still loose on the far side. And now the outlet pass on the mark to guess who? My favorite player for the Panthers, Jackson Reese. He should take the shot. He deserves one. And he goes down hard, the big kid. And the goal. And a flag. And a stoppage on the clock with 3:32 to go. But I believe Lakeville North just scored here as Reese went down. The ball ended up, and just as the Lakeville North player went down, the ball came out of his net. I don't know if it was an intentional shot or it was unintentionally coughed up out of his basket, but into the net it goes, and the Panthers record their 6th goal with 3:32 to go. You can't get better drama than this. And now they're back to down. Oh, they're going to go to 7. So now they're down 4 with 3:32 to go, and that is not an insurmountable lead when it comes to lacrosse, but everything's going to have to go right for Lakeville North. And back to the center circle, and they don't have Jackson Reese in there. I wonder if he didn't get hurt on that last exchange, and that could be a problem, and it is. The Red Knights win that face-off. Did they need Jackson Reese there? And he must be injured.
Correction, Lakeville North.
Now the Red Knights have it with their 4-goal lead as we approach the 3-minute mark. And if they were not gonna wind the clock down before, you'd think they would now. As with the ball is Leo Gagnon, now behind the net. Dylan Popane, back to Gagnon on the near side, to the top of the key. Vanderlinde to 23, Jack Anderson, now to 21. David Longevin's gonna take the shot, and saving it, point blank, out of midair. Poaching it was Tate Bauman, and Lakeville North still has life. But just a pulse, I would say. Now Bauman, outlet pass, hits number 3 on the money. Ethan Erickson, he'll come in, he'll spin around. Under 2.5 to go. Panthers got to get busy with the goals. Now he's looking, good defense by the Red Knights. Nice crossover move by Carson Piscatello. He gets double teamed with 2:15, bounces it in, and a goal. Brilliant goal by Carson Piscatello. Watch this and the creativity by Piscatello. He was double, triple teamed, right? He got 3 players, gets pushed, comes in and bounces it. Great geometry and a little nook, and it just goes off the left arm of Imms, the goaltender for the Red Knights. And now Lakeville North is just within 3 with 2:12 to go, and now a different complexion. And look who's back in the center circle, Jackson Reese. This is not over with. Don't go anywhere. 11-8 our score, and this is what's so great about lacrosse is how quickly a team can score and get back in it. Plenty of time suddenly for North, but they've got to win the face-off. Jackson Reese gets it again. What a star, number 5, Jackson Reese with it. Now the Lakeville Panthers need to score. And that is going to be an unforced error right when they didn't need it, with now less than 2 minutes to go. And now you've got to believe the Red Knights are going to try to play keep away with less than 2, with just now a 3-goal lead. I don't know if these 2 teams are going to meet again in the future during the regular season. It doesn't appear they are. They might meet in the playoffs of the state tournament again. We might be there with you here on ParkTV 16 Sports. If so, I hope so. What a match this is. And if they meet again later in the year, it's just going to add to the saga. Now a turnover gives the Panthers it one more time with 1.5 minutes to go. But even I believe 3 goals in 1.5 minutes is going to be tough. Now North with it, with 1:18 to go. To the near side as they work quickly. Carson Piscatello, spin move, gets pushed back, looks inside, and the spin move, backhand shot by, and a shot taken. And I was at his brother Blake, so hard to see it was. And Blake, what a great sequence that was, as Blake Piscatello took the pass from his brother Carson, and all at the same time receiving the pass in traffic, gets off a behind the back shot that just misses and stops the clock with 1:07 to go. 11-8 our score. And more drama on the sidelines, as it appears taking a knee for the Red Knights with a penalty is Judah Johnson-Nixon. So a player advantage for Lakeville North with 1:05 to go. Now they have it to the near side, number 17. Smith. From the 45-degree angle, they shoot the ball and thread the needle, and now Lakeville North is within 2 with 53.7 seconds remaining, and now I say all bets are off. And that was Blake Piscatello And Lakeville North is now within 2. They haven't been this close since the first quarter when it was 2-0. 53 seconds. The all-important face-off. And Jackson Reese in to do the honors. Can he win another one for Lakeville North? And an offsides against...
Scoring for Lakeville North, number 9, Blake Piscatello.
And North has it with 49 seconds. They need a goal quick. 45 seconds remaining. Can they get within 1? Whalen on the doorstep to Carson Piscatello, right on the doorstep, gets double teamed, pushed down, hand goes up by the referee, and a whistle stops the clock with 33.6 seconds remaining. Panthers retain possession. Can they pull off a miracle and tie this thing up with 33.6 to go? Carson Piscatello with it, coming in on the near side, tries to stuff it and scores it. Are you kidding me? Or did they not? It was saved. My mistake. I thought that ball was in, but it wasn't. And a big save by Ems. And now a whistle and a timeout by the Red Knights with 23.8 seconds remaining. My goodness. I don't know if we can go back to that last sequence, but I thought that was a goal by Carson Piscatello. But it turns out it was a stellar save by Josh Ems, the junior goaltender. Here it is. Let's see if we can dissect what happened. He came right in. I thought it got into the net. It did get into the net, but they waved it off. There you see the referee to the left waving it off. And again, I never played lacrosse, so it's hard for me to always describe why those things are happening or what happened necessarily, other than there was a goal was waved off. And what a tough call from Lakeville North to have that one waved off. But I didn't see a lot of protests from the sidelines that it was controversial, so the call must have been legitimately valid. At least I'm going to assume that from the lack of reaction from the Lakeville North sideline. Because if I was the coach, even though it's high school, I would have been very vociferous in my objection to what I thought was a bad call, just as my team is about to pull off a miracle comeback. And now the timeout by the Red Knights, and that has to be the instruction. Don't shoot the ball. Just play catch. No reason to give the ball back. All right, there's Jack Anderson, and now he's just going to run. And it's just like playing keep away during recess in elementary school, right? The kid runs with it, and you try to tackle him, and we would hog pile him, I think we'd call it, right? There's another word for that game that I don't remember exactly, but basically it was smear the guy with the ball. All right, and there is the final score, and what a match this was. It was 11-9, our final. It really wasn't that close unless, of course, it was. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with ParkTV 16 Sports, my name is Robert Christensen. There's your final score. Red Knights go to 5-0. Lakeville North falls to 3-1. So for Paul Broden, our producer, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again. Have a great night.